everybody. Alex here from Heavy New York, and we got firing all cylinders here on the Westfield Massacre tour. We are outside Blackthorn 51. It is great to have you guys here. Thanks for getting on. Great to have you all. So you guys have a lot going on. You have your self-titled record out. You're featured on the So-Called Split, the new compilation record. I'll pass the mic around. You could tell me how you all feel about it.
Absolutely. It's always awesome to kind of like run music as a community. I think that's important. So it's rad that we were able to link up with like some of the other local SoCal bands and really like push that scene, you know, in Southern California. So it's been super cool to be able to, you know, like link up with some of our other friends in bands and like do like a split EP with them. And with regards to this tour, it's been like a hell of a time so far. You know, hell of a time, like great, just like touring nationally, and I've been on tour with Westfield Massacre, you know, like kind of working their way up through the ranks, and definitely one of the newer, like better established and good like metal bands for the scene right now. So that's cool. Anyway, I'll let someone else say their piece.
Wow, enough said. That summed it up. I dig the EP because like us as a band being on there, we're not only like getting the name of our label out, we're also getting like the label's bands out. So we're kind of out here doing like a public service, helping our other bands getting their names out here, like in New York, we're on the East Coast, you know. Those are all West Coast bands, and we're just like promoting them while they promote us, while they go on tour as well. So the compilation CD is awesome. And our self-titled came out a couple years ago, and it's great. I mean, we've sold a bunch of those records, and I love the album. Everybody else seems to love it as well.
Yeah, well, the best part of the whole thing about the compilation EP is just the fact that all the bands on there we've been friends with for years, starting from the beginning to present time. We play gigs with them back in Southern California, so it's, you know, we've kind of formed like a family bond with a lot of these guys, and it's great that we could, you know, all get together and help promote each other as a whole instead of just us and them. It's more of a team effort now. You know, you have to get kind of creative in you know, the tough market these days.
Yeah, it's great to be involved in this project. No,
they pretty much covered it all, and I forgot the question, so I'm just going to talk about myself a little bit. I was born in California. I like long walks on the beach. I work a lot. I like staying at home. I like playing guitar, video games, anything about comic books, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Your last name's Licks. Believe me, it's for the Licks.
Yeah, what he said.
I'm Ray. I born in Peru, South America. Boom. I love these guys. That's it.
We love him too. We love him too.
Now, one thing that is really interesting to me with this compilation record, the SoCal Split, it's called, yeah, okay, I got it right. But, you know, being involved in the California scene and stuff like that, and, you know, there's so many awesome bands, you know, Westfield Massacre being one of them, and Vegas Nerve, and a bunch of other awesome up-and-coming bands and stuff like that. Was this to kind of, like, promote the California scene? Was this, like, were you pulling the Red Hot Chili Peppers and saying how much you love California, or, like...
Pride, you know, I think you have to like build as a community, and it's always good to look out for your peers and like fellow, you know, like fellow bands, and like, because honestly, like the scene in Hollywood's kind of sketchy and kind of dying down, and I know it kind of comes in waves, but yeah, the metal scene's really kind of weird out in LA right now, but I definitely can kind of feel a resurgence. But the way that we got hooked up with the Westfield tour, I believe, is like through the agency, through the booking agency. We just happened to be on the same agency as them, and then they like offered us a tour and put us out on the road with these guys, which was perfect, you know, really. You know, summer just hit, summer just kind of got started, and it's a busy like touring season for a lot of bands. So it was rad to be able to start the summer and kick the summer off like the right way and get out on a band with Westfield. But you know, kind of going back to your initial question, like I think a little bit of it is like keeping California-based metal bands on the map and like pushing, you know, West Coast metal, but also just metal as a genre. You know, like so many subgenres now. It's just really just kind of pushing metal too, and kind of trying to break through. So it's keeping it alive.
Getting rid of the subgenres of subgenres of subgenres mentalities.
Hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Hundreds of
I mean,
subgenres.
we're in a band that's influenced by, man, everything. Like we have influences all across the board. All of us do. You know, progressive, hardcore, thrash. I mean, you name it. we kind of throw a lot of all of that in a big blender, and that's how we get our sound. So, yeah, just to add on to that, you know.
Yeah.
We literally throw it in a blender. We just get a bunch of names, throw it in a blender, and then whatever comes out, we just turn that into lyrics and the notes that we play in the songs.
I like beer. In Spanish.
Speak to our Spanish friends out there.
Perú, ya vamos para allá muy pronto. Vamos con mucha fuerza y mucho rock and roll, mucho metal.
Is there a metal scene in Peru at all?
Yeah, oh yeah. Like pretty much, you know, like the latest concerts they're doing over there, it's for like no less than 50K people. Yeah, stadiums, you know. So it's right now they're doing like pretty good.
Every stands for 1,000.
Yeah. Every time somebody
every
tells me they're
Memphis.
from South America or somebody, they're just like, so have you heard of Sepultura? Or do you know the band Sepultura?
Oh yeah, they're from Brazil, you know, like
Yeah.
they're like one of the greatest, you know, band, you know, like I think on the metal and trashy scene, you know,
Yeah.
around the wide world, you know. So yeah.
Now, I don't know, is this your first time ever in New York?
No, I came in college actually. I was in college in England, and I came out here in 2005. So yeah, it was kind of cool. But this is my it's our second show in New York technically, because we played upstate New York a few nights back. But yeah, this is like our first, like I guess, main like New York City show. So
On our channel, we talk about like people's take in the New York metal and stuff like that. I mean, I know you've only been in the city for not even 24 hours. But
right.
how do you like it so far?
Well,
in New
dude,
York?
from what I'm seeing, like in the turnout, like right now, and just like it seems like very much like a community, and I like the venue that we're currently currently about to play. I love the vibe. Vibe seems good there, and I'm excited to get on stage and play. I'm excited to check out some of the local acts too, see what the local New York metal scene's got to offer. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's my first time in New York, and so far, like he said, 2 nights ago we played in New York, and the place was popping. It was going off, and there's like a big scene for like metal. And tonight we haven't even like played yet, and there's already like a big scene in there. So
Yeah, the East Coast definitely seems a lot more kind of happening than anywhere else we played on the tour so far. Like I'm really excited about these East Coast dates, because so far we've had like the best crowds, definitely.
yeah, I'd have to say so far New York has had the best crowds. We still got
Delaware.
and Delaware was good too.
Delaware was awesome.
Well, this is about like a little bit past our halfway mark in the tour, and yeah, so far
Everything
the East
started
Coast
to
has been
pick up.
killing it. Like Delaware and New York, best crowds we've had on the tour so far.
Definitely.
We bring it on the East Coast. Would you like to elaborate?
I mean, I think they said it all, man. I mean, like, there's not much really left to say.
I think it's metal as hell that people don't give a fuck about red lights or green lights. They just walk across the street. That's dope. I fucking love it.
Dude, in the last 24 hours, if I had a dime for every time someone's beeped their fucking horn, I'd be a billionaire
It's
right
like
now.
it's
Like,
honestly, when I was here and I heard the horns, I was like, this is just like LA.
horny motherfuckers
People are
in
just
this
blaring on the horns.
Well, there's
Yeah.
There's two speeds in New York City, and perfect background to this quote.
There's one on
Yeah. There's two speeds in New York City. Move fast or get the hell out of the way. But before we go, I wanted to thank you guys so much for reaching out and getting out to this. So you got the So-Called Split compilation record out now. You have your self-titled record. What could we be expecting from Firing All Cylinders in terms of tour and new music?
We are already currently in the studio. It's been awesome because I'm actually the newest member of the band, but even in the time I've been in the band, it seems like there's an evolution, like, you know, in process, which is great. Like the newer material, a little more harder edged, still melodic, and still got a very like hard rock feel to it, but definitely a lot more like contemporary and current. I think that's important to stay current and kind of evolve as a band and mature your sound as a band too, you know. So I'm really excited for the opportunity with Firing All Cylinders too, because I can see that they're definitely like evolving as a band, their sound's maturing, and the new stuff is like a lot heavier, and it's really cool. So I'm excited to see like what we can do to push the new music, which these guys can elaborate on a lot more, you know. So.
He said it again, like the new stuff. Honestly, I really dig it. Like what we're writing, it's awesome. The first record was fun. This one, it's just like it's way more fun. I don't know what it is, but yeah, like you said, it's like got the melodic sound, but it's also heavier at the same time. It's pretty sick stuff. We're actually playing a few of the new ones tonight.
Yeah, it's really this new record's awesome. I mean, half the record right now is currently on the SoCal Split, which is available, but when we finally get the other 5, 6, 7 songs, whatever we decide to do, to get the record full length, it's going to be amazing. We've been in the studio with our producers. Our producer is Jeremy Valentine from New Year's Day.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ashley. We love you.
Yeah, dude. Them guys are great. We love them, and they've really kind of. We went in the studio and our sound has evolved, but hasn't changed from what we are. You know what I mean? It's like having that great producer really, gets brings it out. And now we have Aaron now that's bringing a whole nother flavor into what we're doing. Aaron fucking Lee. But our sound just keeps evolving and evolving, and we keep writing stuff it's like, okay, how do we do something that's fresh and different? And we somehow pull it off, when we're in the studio, when everybody's bouncing ideas and we're just talking a lot of crap to each other, but it ends up coming out amazing, But we're excited about this next record.
Awesome. We're excited too. Anything you guys would like to add?
Yeah, it's actually really fun writing songs with these guys because in the last couple bands I've been in, it's usually just been like, you play guitar, so you write the guitar parts and then you leave. I actually got to have a hand in helping write some of the lyrics, which is actually really fun because I've never had a chance to do that before. I mean, I've written lyrics before, but they've usually just been crumpled up and then thrown over the counter or behind the shoulder. No one really gives a fuck because they're like, you play guitars. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, about the SoCal Split CD, that is out there. It's just like a 5-songs teaser, we have some more way better songs, we're coming for more.
I gotta say, this has been one of the best interviews we've ever done. Sorry, guys. Other bands, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. This interview was pretty fucking awesome. Now you guys got competition.
We're just being ourselves. Yeah, and we're sober.
And you're sober.
Yeah, we're all sober, yeah.
That is right now.
Yeah.
Our final piece and how we usually end interviews is by getting naked. So come on, guys, let's go. Here we go.
Oh, I think we're running out of memory, right?
We go! What happens on the bus stays on the bus.
Everybody, Alex. Thank you. Everybody, Alex here from Heavy New York. Be sure to check out the new music coming out by Firing All Cylinders and pick up the compilation record, The SoCal Split. And be sure to pick up their latest full-length record and catch them on their tour with Westfield Massacre. And we will see you next time on Heavy New York.